I got these white full sheet multi-purpose labels. They are a full sheet, as you can see. There's no perforations or anything. They are meant to go through either an inkjet or laser printer. But I thought it would be really cool to make my own mixed media stickers. I will have a link down in my description box in case you can't find these locally. And yeah, I got these ones in my local dollar store. I'm sure a place like Walmart would have them or what have you. So yeah, I know right now it's hard to find supplies. So yeah, I thought this would be a great way to use our stash. If you can't get these sticker labels, then by all means, just cover a piece of white cardstock or whatever you have on hand. And then you could always add some adhesive to the back side of that. All right, let's show the rest of the supplies. Okay, I am going to be digging into my stash of scraps. I've got this large, very large hat box, and it's full of scraps and experiments. And so what I'm going to do is dig through here and pick out papers that are thinner. You probably could use a little bit thicker, but I don't want it to get too thick because I want to be able to cut these out using a paper punch or my die cutting machine. So use your own discretion, use what you have, use any tools that you have. So like this scrapbook paper is nice and thin. It's like copy paper. Napkins are great. Old book pages are really good. So yeah, just dig through your scraps and let's see what we can find. Okay, so out of my scrap box, I picked out book pages, music sheet. I have this old coffee filter that I tried to do an experiment on. There's like little bits of scrapbook paper, and I decided to choose some neutral colors because I wanted to make a sheet that was more vintage in style. And then I went into my stash of some pattern paper, pattern tissue paper. And I thought it would be kind of cool to use maybe a bit of cheesecloth that I had dyed. The other things you'll need is decoupage glue. I like to use a matte finish and a brush to apply your decoupage medium. Okay, make sure you have something to protect your surface. I have this craft mat that I got from Dollar Tree. You can find these in their cooking aisle. And here's my sticker sheet, and I'm just going to start to rip some of these pages into smaller pieces and just start to layer them out. There's no right or wrong with this. And I'm going to just start to apply some glue. So with decoupage, you want to put a coat down first, like this. And then you're going to apply your paper. It's okay if it goes off the edge because you can trim that up. And then you're going to go over top. And you're going to do that for all your papers. So let's start playing around here. So I am done applying papers to my surface. And now I think I'm going to add a little bit cheesecloth here and there. Like I said, it's okay to overlap. So I'm just going to cut a piece, and this stuff is very, very thin. And I'm going to add some decoupage, medium. Yeah, I really like the texture that gives. So you can apply this right over top of the papers, and it won't be too thick, so you could run it through your die cutting machine or even just cut shapes using your scissors. And then once you're done that, you're just going to leave it set to dry. Now I'm going to let the surface of the glue dry a bit, and then what I like to do is use another one of these craft mats, place it on top, and then put something heavy over top of that, and then allow it to dry overnight or all day or half the day, whatever. You'll just have to check it and see if it's dry. Once it's dry, it should be laying flat. That's why you want something heavy on top. So we will come back to this when this is dry. So our sticker sheet is all nice and dry, and I just wanted to highlight some of the texture in this. So I am going to go in with some walnut stain and just go over it just a little bit. I don't want to cover the piece completely, and then I'll be letting that dry. Okay, so I didn't go heavy with the ink, but you can just see where the ink picked up in the texture of the paper and a little bit here on the cheesecloth and this coffee filter, and also just along the edges of the paper here and there. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry, and I am going to try stamping on a section. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I just wanted to try a few different techniques. So first we're going to let that dry. So I just stamped and I allowed it to dry a bit, and as you can see, it didn't pick up the way I was hoping everywhere, and it's because there's so much texture in some spots, so the stamp can't make contact with the paper, but I'm okay with that. That's part of mixed media. You just kind of have to go with the flow. It did work out really well over here because there's like no texture there. It did okay over here. Again, there was probably just a little bit too much texture, so I'm just going to leave it at that, and I could always go in after I create my stickers and add some stamps. So I am just going to add a little bit of cream paint here and there. It just helps to just break up all this brown, and then we will start making some stickers. So the few different things that I'm going to be using to create my stickers are some paper punches. I really liked these ones. They work really, really well. And I don't have many paper punches, so I'm just using what I have. And then I'm going to try doing some die cuts with some matching stamps. And then I have some labels. I'm going to try those out. I might try a bird. I'm just going to try simple shapes, nothing too elaborate. Here's a pretty butterfly and some squares and some hearts. And I might try a big circle. I'm not sure yet. We'll just see how things go, but these are the things I'll be playing around with. And of course, you can always freehand cut your image. You can draw and then cut it out, or just, freehand it. Or you could use a paper trimmer if you're wanting some nice clean edges. So let's start playing around. All right, I have 3 different styles of sticker sheets that I have made. This one that I did with all of you. I love this. It's going to be really, really beautiful to make some vintage style stickers. And this one was a really fun one. So what I did with this was I used acrylic craft paints underneath right onto the sticker sheet, and I just kind of mixed my colors together, kind of made it blotchy. I mixed 3 different shades of coral pinks, and then I put this beautiful gold foiled tissue paper over top. Just love how that turned out. And then this is one that I had already experimented with. This was just different assorted papers, nothing too thick. And then I put some of the cream paint over top just to highlight all the texture and just to break up some of the seams and different blotches of color and whatnot. So yeah, this worked really, really well. So I'm going to show you what I have done. So I used a paper punch on these, and I just absolutely love these. They cut really well. And here's a few examples that I have done. So I will show you how to make a few of these. I'll show you how well these cut, and we'll just try all these different supplies. And as I go along, I will stop and just share some of the things that I'm using. So let's start. So some of the things that I like to use to decorate my little stickers here are these small mini stamps. There's lots of alphabets, and then there's all these cute little minis here. They are a great size to use. And then I have some wood mount stamps. I really love these ones. They're really fun to use. And then I also have, of course, some clear stamps using acrylic block. And then I like to add words to my stickers. So I have these Tim Holtz Small Talk, and they are the black and white words. And then I also have these clippings stickers. These are really, really fun. And then I also will use found words from book pages. So I'll just like scan over it and find some words that I might like to use and then cut them out. And I like to use some book pages that have larger text. So then I will also use archival ink or any permanent ink in any color that you choose. I like to use black. And then I have a permanent pen. I like to use Sharpie or, anything that's permanent so it doesn't smear and smudge when you start to work. And then I have some alcohol markers. So I am going to pick a sticker to work on, and I'll show you some of the things that I will do. Okay, so I am just going to run through a few different ideas with everything that I have kind of shown you. And you can make some of your stickers really elaborate, some really simple. I love the colors and what's on this one already, so I'm going to keep this one simple. And then I will show you one using my die cutting machine. And yeah, the sky is the limit for these. So I will list some suggestions of different things that you can use to decorate your stickers. And just dive into your stash. Use what you already have. So yeah, let's continue on. Okay, so I have discovered that when I attempted to cut through the cheesecloth using my die cutting machine, it worked, but it didn't cut all the way through to the sticker backing. So I'm just going to tear it out like so, and there you go. And same with this one here. Or you could even just leave it in place and then remove it when you're ready to use it. As you can see here, it is lifting off. So just keep that in mind when you're using thicker layers, that your die cutting machine might not cut all the way through when you're using the thin lit dies. All right, so let's try something else. Okay, so I have experimented, and I have to admit the paper punch was the easiest. So any larger shape, as well as just the basic shapes like this heart and anything with too much texture. It was difficult with the die cutting machine, but you know what? I'm okay with that. It was really kind of fun to experiment and play around. And stamping and the die cut, these were cute. I love these. Yeah, I would do this again. And these are all the different ones that I've made using the paper punch. These were really fun. I love, love, love these. These would be great for a gardening journal. And here are the vintage ones. I left some of them kind of simple because I thought, depending on what you're working on, you could always add some gems to these or some other little bits of ephemera. So yeah, just bear that in mind. And these, honestly, I just love the simplicity of this. And I left this one plain because I just loved it so much. And I thought it would be really cool to leave like this portion here and use it in a journal as is. So here's some of my scraps. Again, here's this piece that I could slap it into an art journal or on a tag or something. I won't let these types of pieces go to waste because they would be great for mixed media. And same with stuff like this. And as you can see here, I was really good using the paper punch, trying to get my punch as close as possible to the previous punch, so I'm not wasting too much. So bear that in mind. So I hope this has inspired you to use your scraps in a different way, and your stamps and die cuts and what have you. Again, play around, experiment. I can't say what will work for sure with the supplies you have, so this is a great way to play around and try new and different techniques. All right, I want to thank you all so much for being here. If you have any questions, please leave them down in my comment section, and I hope you're all doing well. Take care. Bye.